Good morning, dear students. Welcome back to your physics class. As you all know that we have started chapter 9 before the vacations. We'll continue from the same chapter. So today we'll be discussing about the Newton's first law of motion. What is Newton's first law of motion? Newton's first law of motion states that a body continues to be in the state of rest or uniform motion in a straight line unless acted upon by external unbalanced force. The first law is also called as law of inertia. Okay, so you can be asked to state the first law of motion, or you may be asked that state the law of inertia. Both are same. So it says that a body at rest will continue or tends to stay at rest, and a body which is moving will tend to be in motion. Okay, till it is acted upon by till it experiences what? An external unbalanced force. Clear? So here if you see the picture, this ball, this an object at rest, with this is at rest, the ball is at rest. Then in order to change its tendency is to be at rest. Now it is acted upon by an unbalanced force. The object will be in motion and continue with the constant speed in the particular direction. Till first it was at rest, then it experiences a force, external unbalanced force. It came to motion. Then what? Again it needs some kind of force. This barrier is actually serving as a force to come to rest. So as you know that the Newton's first law of motion is related with the term inertia. What is inertia? This is the property of body. Property of a body, and it is related with mass. With mass. In simple words, if I say related with weight also we can use the term. For example, if I say iron and wood, okay, which one is heavier here? You know that iron is heavier, so its inertia will be more and wood's inertia will be less. So basically all the objects that have a tendency to resist the change in the state of motion or rest, this tendency is called inertia. Inertia is actually the tendency to resist the change in state. Resist means to oppose. Okay, if I am sitting, if a person is sitting, he is at what? Rest. And body's tendency is to resist the change. He is not willing to move. Actually the inertia of the body is making him to be at rest. Okay, but if he has some work, anyways he has to move only. All the bodies do not have the same inertia. As I told, different is the mass or the weight, different is the inertia. Inertia depends on the mass of the body. Mass of an object is called the measure of its inertia. More the mass, more the inertia. Vice versa means uska ulta. It means less mass, then less inertia. Clear? Now here if you see, two buckets are there. One is empty and the other is filled with sand. So which has more mass? This bucket has more mass, so it has more inertia. So it is difficult to push this bucket, isn't it? So its tendency to oppose the change is more. Now for this it will be not very much difficult. For this bucket it will be easy because its mass is less, its inertia is less, so its tendency to resist the change will be less. वो थोड़े से में it will start swinging if little force you are applying on it. So now we have some in-text questions which are already given with the solution. Which of the following has more inertia? Just now I told rubber and stone. So you know stone will have more inertia. Bicycle and train. Train is heavier, so train will have more inertia. 5 rupee coin and 1 rupee coin. 5 rupee coin is heavier, so it will have more inertia. As the mass of an object is the measure of its inertia, objects with more mass have more inertia. Fine. Now, in the following example, try to identify the number of times the velocity of the ball changes. So, a ball is being hit by number of times. So, how its velocity changes? Football player kicks a football to another player of his team. Who kicks the football towards the goal? Goalkeeper of the opposite team collects the football and kicks it towards the player of his own team. Identify the agents applying the force in each case. So agent supplying the force. So we started with the first player. First player kicks the football. So velocity changes from 0 to a particular value. They have given it a name u. You can write and you can simply write velocity changes from 0 to some value. Okay. Second player kicks the football towards the goal. So here again the velocity changes. But here let us say earlier the velocity was 30 meter per second and he applied more force because he want to kick it to the goal, so it changes to 60 kilometer per second. I'm just giving an example. We will write velocity changes. Okay. Now third case, goalkeeper collects the ball. So earlier the ball was coming with 60 kilometer per second. Now when goalkeeper is holding it, its velocity changes to 0. That's how it is written. Velocity became 0. Fourth point, goalkeeper kicks it to a player of his team. Again from 0 it changes to a particular value. So you can write that change in velocity takes place. And how many times? The velocity of the football changed 4 times. Explain why some of the leaves may get detached from a tree if we vigorously shake its branch. So here again the inertia, the tendency of a body, if a body is at rest, its tendency is to be at rest, isn't it? मतलब वो रहना ही चाहती है रेस्ट में. If a body is in motion, its tendency is to be in motion. वो रहना चाहेगी. But what will you do to change the motion? You will apply some unbalanced external force. So when the tree branch is shaken vigorously, the branch attained motion. This was the branch which has some leaves. My God, this is so difficult drawing. Okay, so this is branch with the leaves. When it is vigorously shaken, shaken means I am applying some force and the direction of the branch is changing, isn't it? Direction of the branch, it starts shaking. So what happens? Due to the inertia of the rest, the leaves were at rest. The leaves tend to remain in the position and hence detaches from the tree to fall down. I applied the force on the branch. Branch started moving, but leaves were at rest and they want to be at rest because of the inertia of rest, and thus they fall. Why do you fall in the forward direction when a moving bus brakes to a stop and fall backwards when it accelerates from the rest? So when a moving bus brakes to a stop, first case, when the bus is moving, this is your bus, bus is moving. Only the first case, if you understand, it is easy for you to understand the next case. Bus is moving. So you are also moving with that. The person standing is also moving with that. But when brakes are applied, what happens? The bus stops, isn't it? Bus stops. The legs of the bus were in direct contact with the surface of the bus. So the lower part also stops. But the upper part is still in the tendency of movement. That's how the body experiences a forward jerk. That's what is explained. Look here, when the bus is moving, our body is also in motion. But due to sudden brakes, the lower part of our body comes to rest as soon as the bus stops. Okay? Since the legs were in direct contact with the surface of the bus, so your legs, your lower part is in stopped rest position, but the upper part of our body continues to be in motion and hence we fall in forward direction due to the inertia of motion. Clear? Now the opposite case, when the bus accelerates from rest, we fall backward. Why we fall backward? Again, when the bus is stationary, our body is at rest. But when the bus accelerates, the lower part of the body being in contact with the floor of the bus comes to motion, but the upper part of our body remains at rest due to inertia of rest. Hence, we fall in backward direction. So this was all for today. Please read the chapter, make the notes of all the things which were given earlier also, like the unbalanced force was told, balanced force was told, frictional force was told. Then today we discussed about inertia and first law of motion, plus do the solved questions. Everything is given to you. Tomorrow we will discuss some more questions which are given at the chapter end. Submit your works on time. Your attendance and your homework matters. Thank you. Have a nice day.